Whew. Okay. Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. I've thrown my thoughts out there. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will probably put some link right here of me trying to explain or why I feel that the ending of this game is, complete. But there's something else that people have been pointing out other than Mission 51. People have found some secret files, when they data mine the games, they find stuff. And apparently people have found there's a chapter 3 title card, and people are freaking out so is this cut content? Is DLC? Son of a bitch, why the fuck would Konami do this? And you know what? I don't like Konami either. And by no means is this video a way of defending what they're doing, because fuck them, they've been fucking up a lot. But there might be an explanation of why there's no chapter 3, or there isn't a chapter 3. Because I feel like there is. And there's a whole other thing where people have been, talking about that there's a secret cutscene that you have to unlock. Well, what if those two are the same thing? Now, the cutscene that I'm talking about is supposedly unlocked after every single player, maybe it's just the system or whatever, but every single player's FOB no longer has a nuclear weapon. Completely eradicate all nuclear weapons from every single person's base. That is insane, and holy shit, if we ever achieve it, whether it's on PC, PS4, any system, that's going to be amazing. But what if this is also the answer to the Chapter 3 conundrum? Now, due to a recent post, or a recent announcement, Konami is no longer making AAA titles, except for, I think, PES, which is Pro Evolution Soccer, whatever. They're done. Silent Hill is probably never going to have another, game unless, Konami sells the rights, or the franchise. Same with Metal Gear. This is what they said. And that's what leads me to believe that people are saying, oh, they took out the DLC, and they took it out, sell it as DLC. That doesn't seem likely, because there's no other. I mean, the DLC that's been announced, skins and everything, that's that's on the disc already. That's same old bullshit practice that it's already on the disc, but you gotta pay more money for it. But releasing a whole other chapter, whereas again, as I said, the Metal Gear Solid 5 is complete. The game's plot ends with the whole revenge story being taken care of. Skullface and XOF and all that shit. That's the plot of this game. The extra chapter 2, what if that's also, on top of, the explanation and everything, the big reveal and everything, and, Quiet's, supposed dismissal, that's also part of chapter 2, but only a part. Now, having said that, here's my theory. The entirety of my theory. Chapter 1, obviously, blah blah, that is the whole XOF, the revenge story with Skullface, that ends with chapter 30, or mission 31. That's over. Done. And then, chapter 2 begins. You're like, holy shit, a whole other portion of the game. It's going to be fucking insane. But the plot's over. So, what can they do? Other than the big reveal and, the quiet scene, which I personally like because, it was emotional. I felt attached to the character, even though, after all the fucking ludicrous, too much, just too many close-ups on Quiet. That was a little off-putting, but I still felt, a bond with her. But then it ends just like that, and everyone's like, what the fuck? How does it continue? With the ending reveal, it's is that the end of the game? No. Remember, after the game is done, you have the option to, do FOB missions. And what if Chapter 2 actually continued with these FOB missions? What if they're part of the plot, in a sense? Because the plot's over, the story's over, but the game keeps going. You can keep playing the game through FOB missions. Okay, so that's part of Chapter 2. So in a sense, yes, you have to have an online connection to, beat Chapter 2. It's a fucking bummer, but this game was being sold as, part, a big, influence on multiplayer. Hence why Metal Gear Online is going to be awesome. But, okay, that explains why Chapter 2 is like that. It's just a little bit of plot and FOB missions. Fine, that's kind of an explanation. But remember the nukes. After you unlock, the ability to build them, you have the two options. Either build them, or go out to other people's bases and eradicate them, destroy them. So how do you beat Chapter 2? Dismantle all the nukes. I mean, all the online nukes. Everyone's been buzzing about this special cutscene that I mentioned earlier. But what if that's the end to Chapter 2? What if everybody, joins together and dismantles every single nuke on every single, online player's base? Again, that is holy shit, that's insane. Why the fuck would they do that? That seems ludicrous. We're dealing with Kojima here. The dude is fucking crazy as shit, and all of his games have been, had like crazy ass fourth, wall breaking fucking things like this. So, people have been bitching about, oh, it's gonna be his last game, he should have done something amazing. What if this is it? What if in order to beat the game, or Chapter 2, you need to do something so fucking insane that it brings everyone together to do it? Again, it seems insane and everything, but surprisingly, online, people are actually, at least attempting it, which is really fucking cool. But, again, so, how does that lead up to Chapter 3? I mean, look at the title of Chapter 3, Peace. What else would that imply? It's peace. Peacetime would be no war, especially no fucking nukes. So, there you go. What if getting that final... People have been bitching, like, how do you unlock Chapter 3, and how do you unlock this? What if they're the same thing? I mean, it makes sense. Chapter 3 is called Peace. It makes perfect sense, and I'm actually surprised that no one else has really mentioned this. I'm pretty sure someone else has thought of this, but going on the internet, I haven't found a single, word of this. So, yes, Chapter 3 is unlockable. Actually, someone's been, like one of the game designers has actually been tweeting saying, there's something else you can unlock, Chapter 3. Okay, and that's obviously in the game because, data mining. There's a title card for it. But then there's also this extra thing where, if you dismantle all the nukes, you get this extra cool cutscene. So, why can't the two be the same thing? Now, having said that, I understand that if that was true, obviously this last half of Portion 2, or obviously saying that the last portion of Chapter 2 obviously would not be canon because there's obviously nuclear weapons in the next games. So, plot-wise, yeah, it doesn't add anything, whatever. But, gameplay-wise, that makes the game complete. The story, again, I have a whole other rant, me trying to explain, rambling, essentially, of why the fuck this story makes sense. But, the whole Chapter 3 debacle and the whole, dismantling all the nukes debacle, those are the exact same thing, essentially. That's the way I see it. I don't know how else to put it. I'm surprised that people haven't put them together. Maybe they have, but I have yet to read a single comment online saying this. So yeah, the game has a Chapter 1, it has a Chapter 2, which is impossible. It's possible, but it's gonna be fucking hard to beat. And then Chapter 3, Peace, that's it, Peace. That's what it's called. I understand the whole game is, like, oh, it could be like another chapter and all that shit. And it could be. I could be dead wrong about this. It could be DLC, and I'd be fucking even more pissed. But this makes the most logical sense. Because the game seems complete, to me at least. And Kojima doing this is not that insane. I easily see that motherfucker doing this. And, honestly, that is amazing. Holy crap, that is... Whatever. At this point, I'm just gushing. But that's my theory. I believe that Chapter 3 is the fabled cutscene where if you dismantle all the nukes, that's how the game ends. That's it. Well, that's pretty much the whole video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I guess I'll see you guys later. It's pretty fucking cool, actually.